What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, you might say that the next 3 weeks, or the rest of July rather, is pretty important for the state of superhero cinema, and depending on what the box office numbers look like for both Superman and Fantastic Four, should be a pretty good litmus for where the industry is at as a whole, and how the whole quote-unquote superhero fatigue thing is going down in the fandom. That said, for the last couple of weeks, we've had just a touch of controversy with what seemed like critics with an agenda posting reviews before they were supposed to, writing absolutely scathing reactions to the film and then deleting them. Well, we were all waiting for tonight with the red carpet premiere, the critic screenings, and the social media reaction embargo to lift so we could finally hear reactions from people that we trust across the industry. They are now flooding in. We have tons of them for you here, which all seem to paint the same picture of an amazing Superman film. We're going to go over all of them. Just a quick reminder to hit the sub button and form your own opinion of things, guys. It's okay to like things that other people didn't. It's okay to not like things that people did. Don't let other people's opinion of art inform your own. Go in with an open mind. That being said, let's dive into these reactions. At Brian Long Film said, "James Gunn, you did it. You made me look up and the gun did not jam. This felt like a comic leaping off the silver screen. Not sure how people doubted this for a second. Nicholas Holt's Lex is terrifying yet so animated. Wow, hashtag Superman." At Society's Joker says, "This is everything any Superman fan could ask for. Dumb stupid grin on my face the entire time. David Cornsweet not only makes you believe he's Superman, but devours as Clark Kent. And Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, dude makes Kendrick Lamar look merciful. Run, y'all." At Andre St. Albin says, quote, "Hashtag Superman is a soaring triumph. The superhero epic wastes no time diving into action in a metahuman world. Cornsweet's Superman is punk rock and Nicholas Lex is his electric opposite. Gunn's vibrant palette dazzles with orbs, robots, and monsters. Engineer and Ultraman shine, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Guy steal scenes. The movie redefines Superman. Catch it in IMAX or the biggest screen possible." At Jeremy_Kaziva says, "James Gunn absolutely nailed it with hashtag Superman. From the music and the VFX to the camera work and humor, he crafted the ideal, lighthearted, kid-friendly family film for the summer. Every character had standout moments, especially Crypto." At Eric Waffles had to say this, quote, "Absolutely in love with the characterizations crafted for the DCU. They're the most accurate versions of the characters in live action to date, and the chemistry's insanely good. Rachel and David and Nicholas are worthy of playing the characters for years to come. My only growth area is some transitions between scenes in the first half could have flowed together a little smoother, but felt a bit disjointed in the end. Overall, a really fun and entertaining movie, and my theater had people of all ages enjoying it. I'm seeing it again tomorrow, so I'll save my final opinions until then." Now guys, life is made up of our daily habits, the habits that you make and the habits that you break. And if there's a chance that you've got some bad habits that you're looking to replace with better habits, then I am so excited to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Fume. Now listen, if you're not familiar with Fume, there is no smoke, no vapor, no nicotine, no battery. It's just naturally flavored air that gives you something to reach for without having to go to chemicals. Because sometimes breaking a habit isn't just about willpower, it's about having something better to reach for instead and replacing that habit with a better habit, and that's the opportunity that Fume gives you. And look, there's another feature about Fume that I actually personally love, and it's its fidgetability. It's literally made to fidget. It clacks together, slides together, and I find myself sometimes when I'm doing videos just sitting here twisting it, and so really it's helping you to replace the habit in all the kinds of ways that you would want. Flavored air that's a way better alternative than smoke or vape, and the fidgetability to sort of take your mind off it in case you're getting anxious while you're trying to replace that habit. And if you're used to vapor, Fume might not be as strong as you'd expect at first, but listen, it won't leave you in a hospital bed. Fume can be compared to herbal tea if vapor was compared to a sticky soda. Not as sweet, but a lot more natural. And while Fume is already backed by doctors in the US, they are constantly reinvesting in third-party studies to ensure the safety of their products. So go to tryfume.com/everythingalways or scan the QR code and use code everythingalways to get your free Fume topper when you order your journey pack today. Again, head to tryfume.com/everythingalways or use the QR code and code everythingalways and start forming better habits today. At SuperSoul0320 said, "Gunn has done something that I only thought possible in animated form. He not only made us believe a man could fly, but he made us believe a person could care so much about preservation of life, all life. Holt is the best movie live-action Lex, an unmissable experience. Hashtag Superman." At ArcLight PNW said, "Superman, okay, I loved it. We'll see if that still stands on my IMAX viewing tomorrow. There are some misses, but more hits than misses is all I can say. Great characters all around. They could not have assembled a better cast. Superman is a wonderful ride of a film." Roxy Stryer said, I wish I could watch Superman on repeat for a week. They finally gave me the Lois Lane I've been begging for. The world needs this movie, and we can all learn so much from Superman. I laughed, I cried, the DCU has arrived. At James Gunn knocked it out of the park. At Kabusi K said, hashtag Superman is the perfect comic book movie. It felt like I was at my local comic shop reading a Superman book as the characters leapt off the pages. David Cornsweet embodies everything Superman should be. I laughed, I cried, I looked up. The Batman Film News says James Gunn delivers an all-timer with hashtag Superman. He perfectly captures the essence of the character, fully embracing the fantastical elements to the point where it felt like a comic book brought to life. While David Cornsweet is already my favorite Superman, the real standout is Nicholas Hoult delivering a phenomenal performance as Lex Luthor. At Drew Munhausen said, for me, Superman is not only the best Superman movie, but it's likely the best comic book movie in the post-COVID era. It's fun, flashy, and well, super. Cornsweet is a chatty, charismatic soups. A great time. I look forward to the future of DC Studios under Gunn and Safran. At the Eric Goldman says, I loved Superman. James Gunn embraces the earnest, sometimes lovably corny side of comics in their super fun concepts in a way that evokes Raimi's Spider-Man. Cornsweet and Brosnahan have great chemistry and perfectly embody Clark and Lois. And Crypto's the best, obviously. Daniel Baptista at the Movie Podcast says, hashtag Superman is a generation-defining superhero movie and a soaring start to the DCU. James Gunn brings heart, humility, and hope to the Superman movie I have been waiting my entire life for. David Cornsweet is instantly iconic as the Man of Steel. The future of DC is very bright. Tony Masello writes, Superman is an absolute blast, a 2-hour comic book come to life that's packed with thrills, humor, heart, and tons of characters with vibrant visuals throughout. It's campy and tons of fun. I can't wait for the next chapter. Cornsweet Holt are stellar. The DC Universe is here. Austin Putnam writes, overjoyed to say that James Gunn's Superman was the movie I hoped for and then some. Vibrant, great comedic moments, a terrific cast, an awesome score, incredible storytelling, but most of all, a movie full of awe, hope, and wonder. Can't wait for round 2 and more from the DCU. Mike Ryan writes, absolutely loved James Gunn's Superman. Big themes, but still pure joy. It put me in a great mood, which isn't often these days. It's the happiest I've walked out of a theater since Top Gun Maverick. Hashtag Superman. The Connor Webb writes, wildly comic accurate, triumphant, and bold. Hashtag Superman is the most hashtag Superman movie that any Superman movie could possibly be, and I loved it. The sheer amount of times I geeked out in this movie rivals any comic book movie film. I'm beyond happy. Hashtag look up. And Cinefied writes, the past Superman films made you believe a man can fly. Gunn's Superman makes you believe, despite all odds, a man can be good. A message we need now more than ever, especially from a hero like Superman. The Epic Film Guys write, he did it. James Gunn's Superman flies high. Vibrant, lighthearted, and action-packed, it's a true-to-form comic book adaptation surging with hope. David Cornsweet embodies the definitive Superman for a new generation. This is the Superman movie we've been waiting for. But here's the real truth. As awesome as this is to hear from a fan's point of view that just wants to go see a good Superman movie, and by all accounts it sounds like that's exactly what we're going to get, it simply cannot be overstated how important it was for James Gunn's crack at the DCU and rebooting this entire cinematic universe to be the film that we all hoped it would be. And it's great to hear by all accounts from people that we trust, critics in the industry that we've been listening to for years, fans that we know can appreciate a superhero film amidst all of these haters for agendas or bends or any of the reason that people have for attacking a movie before they even see it. It's great to hear from these people that this movie's as good as we hoped it would be, but even more importantly, the stakes could not be overstated for how important this was for kicking off James Gunn's new DCU. If Superman faltered and right out of the gate, you could rest assured that would cast all sorts of clouds of doubt over the future of the DCU, and of course those who love to hate on it already would just point to that as the actual harbinger that the superhero genre is truly dead and that superhero fatigue finally ran out. And even more importantly than doing well at the box office, which I anticipate Superman is going to do regardless of how the reviews stay over the next couple of weeks leading up, it needed to do well with the fandom, because it's the fandom that needs to be endeared to one of the main characters in this DCU, the first outing for Superman, so that the interest can be there going forward. Really hard to build a universe around your main characters like Superman and Batman if Superman falters and right out of the gate. So I think that there was so much riding on this film doing well, just beyond the normal, hey, a film's coming out, I hope it does well at the box office, I hope it performs for our studio. From James Gunn's point of view, from Warner Brothers' point of view, it was basically the cornerstone they needed it to be for the DCU. And based on these reactions and the reviews that are going to come up in the next week or so, people are going to see it by this weekend. It sounds like, by all accounts, that's exactly what's happening here, and I'm so glad to hear it. And really, if you followed James Gunn's work throughout basically the breadth of his career, he has not missed. I mean, it's almost insane, his track record, but what it comes down to is that James Gunn is an amazing writer, and there was no chance that that was somehow going to go away. Yeah, there are certain writers who have hit home runs, and then maybe the rest of their work isn't as good, but James Gunn's just proven it at this point. We definitely should have given him the benefit of the doubt, because really, he's proven with Guardians of the Galaxy, he can take a franchise from out of nowhere and turn it into household names, and he did it again with Peacemaker. So really, there should have been never any doubt that with a high-powered character like Superman that's as popular as he is, that James Gunn would knock it out of the park. And you know what? It's been the same for every story since the beginning of time. Certain writers get it and certain writers don't, and James Gunn definitely gets it. If the audience can see themselves in some part in the main protagonist and understand their motivations for what they're doing, then they will care about the character and inherently care about that character's journey, and in that is how you have a story that means something to people. James Gunn's always been able to do that. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. How hype are you for Superman now that all these awesome reviews and reactions are coming out? Or were you not interested before and maybe this is changing your mind? I'm all ears as always. Quick reminder to hit that sub button and leave a comment on the video. Also hit the like button if you liked it. Also, huge shout out to Fume for sponsoring today's video, guys. I've actually had family members that have tried Fume and it has helped them in the ways that they expected. Make sure to hit that QR code. Use code everything always. Start making better habits today. And thanks to Fume for sponsoring this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.